Taiwan is a destination that truly surprised us. From incredible food to fascinating history and a unique blend of traditional and modern architecture, this island has so much to offer. After exploring Tainan, Kaohsiung, and the beautiful mountain region of Alishan and Fenchihu, we finally arrived in Taipei, Taiwan's dynamic capital and one of the most exciting cities in Asia. From night markets to iconic landmarks, this is our final stop in Taiwan, and we saved the best for last.
We are currently at Xièxiè HSR station right in the middle of the island. Taiwan has a very well-developed high-speed rail network. It connects Taipei in the north all the way to Kaohsiung in the south, making it very easy to travel across the country. Today we are taking the high-speed train to Banqiao, located in New Taipei City. Our journey today covers around 240 kilometers, and with this line, it takes just a little over an hour.
However, most of you will probably arrive in Taiwan through the main airport in Taoyuan, which actually makes getting to the city very easy. To reach Taipei main station, you can simply take the airport MRT commuter train, which takes under an hour and connects the airport directly to the city center.
We'll be staying at Caesar Park Hotel Banqiao, which is a bit outside the main city center. We always try to find good deals on booking.com, and we also compare them on Agoda as well. We try to choose something that is comfortable, clean, and if possible modern. Also a good aspect of it is that it's right next to the metro train and the HSR station, so getting into central Taipei was super easy. And this video is the grand finale of our Taiwan series, part 4. We've also put together a playlist on YouTube covering our full 2-week Taiwan adventure. So if you are curious, please check it out on our YouTube page.
Alright, it's our first full day in Taipei, and we're starting with a traditional Taiwanese breakfast just next to our hotel. We're at a lovely spot called Moavii Breakfast, run by a really kind lady. The scallion pancake with egg here is absolutely delicious. Definitely a must try. Alright, now it's time to explore Taipei and see what this vibrant city has to offer. Our first stop is Dihua Street, one of Taipei's oldest neighborhoods. We got here just before the Lunar New Year, and the street was packed with people and vendors. Here you can find all sorts of traditional Taiwanese goods: dried fruits, teas, spices, and even decorative items for the holiday. It's also a foodie's paradise, with small stalls selling snacks you won't find anywhere else, like peppery dried squid or sweet rice cakes. If you're into history and architecture, you will love the old shopfronts and temples that line the street. They've been standing for over 100 years, giving you a glimpse of old Taipei. It's a perfect spot to pick up souvenirs, try unique snacks, and soak in the Lunar New Year vibe.
We took a quick break at a cute little cafe along the street. We grabbed the Boba Tea and the cappuccino, both really refreshing after all the walking. They also serve siphon coffee, which is that theatrical style where the coffee is brewed in a glass siphon. It's as fun to watch as it is to drink. Overall, Dihua Street was one of our favorites. I think we've been there at least 2 times. It was a great spot for discovering new tastes, also a great spot for photos. Of course, when we visited, it was super crowded because of the Lunar New Year, so if you go now, it's probably much easier to explore without the crowds.
Our next stop is one of Taipei's most iconic landmarks, the Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall. This massive monument was built to honor Chiang Kai-shek, the former leader of Taiwan, and it's surrounded by beautiful gardens, plazas, and traditional Chinese architecture. The sheer scale of the hall is impressive. The main building is over 70 meters tall, with its striking blue tiled roof and white walls standing out against the city skyline. Inside, you can see a huge statue of Chiang Kai-shek, and there's a changing of the guard ceremony that happens every hour. The surrounding Liberty Square is perfect for walking, photography, or just soaking in the historical and cultural atmosphere. Whether you're into history, architecture, or just want that classic Taipei photo, this is definitely a spot you can't miss.
Did you know that Din Tai Fung actually originated in Taipei? Since we were nearby, we couldn't resist stopping by to try it. There are plenty of branches, mostly with dining options, but with her they can get really crowded, so that's why we decided to grab some takeout instead.
Next up is Yongkang Street, one of Taipei's hip and lively streets. We're here to try some of the city's famous scallion pancakes, a must for any foodie. The street itself is full of trendy cafes, local shops, and street food stalls, so it's definitely worth exploring. We'll be coming back later in the video to show you more of what Yongkang Street has to offer.
To enjoy our Din Tai Fung takeout, we picked a few assortments, both with and without meat. They were surprisingly juicy and flavorful. Definitely lived up to the hype. Keep in mind, it's on the pricier side, but worth it if you want that authentic taste. To round off the night, we also grabbed some grilled dishes, which were really tasty. The cool thing is, many of these spots are available on Uber Eats, and some even deliver until midnight, making it super convenient for a late night feast in Taipei.
It's day 2 and we've got a tip for anyone visiting Taipei. The city offers a Fun Pass, which you can pick up at a few visitor info centers, including the main station. With it, you get unlimited metro and bus rides, entry to some popular attractions, and even a few fun perks like a beer glass set and Taiwanese cookies. We went for the 3-day option through Klook, and we're about to start using it today. It's a super convenient way to explore the city without worrying about tickets or fares. Next, we headed to the National Palace Museum, which is said to have the largest collection of Chinese artifacts in the world. To get there, you can take the metro to Shilin Station. Then hop on one of the short local buses that will drop you right at the museum. It's pretty straightforward, and the museum itself is definitely worth the trip. Red bean.
Better. Ta-da!
Damn. Which one is yours? Which
This one is lychee and this is
Red bean. Wow. Now that is cool. Entry to the National Palace Museum is included in the Fun Pass, which makes visiting super convenient. First up, the statue section is impressive. There are intricately carved Buddhist figures, deities, and historical characters, all showcasing amazing craftsmanship and attention to detail. Then there's the scroll section. Some of these are absolutely massive, with beautiful calligraphy and painted scenes that stretch for meters. You can imagine the time and effort it took to create them. My personal favorite is the art and painting section, featuring traditional Chinese paintings in sets. Some of the scrolls here are ridiculously long, like you could spend ages just following the story they depict. One of the most famous pieces is the jade cabbage, a delicate jade sculpture shaped like a cabbage, obviously, with hidden insects. It is pretty iconic, though the line to see it was pretty hectic. The piece displayed behind it that day was also stunning. Another famous artifact is the meat-shaped stone, also called dongpo pork, but it wasn't on display that day. They usually rotated the exhibits. And to finish off, the museum has a beautiful collection of bronze artifacts, ranging from ritual vessels to finely detailed decorative items, which really highlight the artistry and history of ancient China.
Oh, and don't miss the museum shop. It's very big and we definitely spent way too much time and money browsing there. From all our experience traveling, I think museums offer the best souvenirs. This time we went for quality over quantity for our loved ones. Just a tip, use the red container if you're sending them outside Taiwan, not the green one.
Outgoing, outgoing.
Anyhow, they arrived safely and very fast, so we were pretty glad we used their services. For dinner tonight, we headed to a spot known for Taiwanese beef soup, served in a style kind of like Ichiran in Japan, so of course we wanted to try it. Beef soup is a staple in Taipei. Now if we compare the Tainan version, which is clearer and has raw thin slices of beef added, kind of like Vietnamese pho, the Taipei version is rich with tender cooked beef pieces and a tomato broth with noodles. I think my favorite was this one. It was really rich and tasty. I also like the clear broth one, but both were really good quality and really tasty. So I'm craving one right now, to be honest.
in Ximending, probably the busiest and most popular neighborhood in Taipei. It's packed with shops, street food stalls, quirky cafes, and lots of neon lights, making it a fun place to wander, shop, and take photos. Definitely a must visit if you're in the city. This place actually reminds us of Myeongdong in Seoul. We also have a video of that, so make sure to check it out as well. We also wanted to try the famous boba spot called Tang. The line was super long, but it actually moves pretty quickly. They make the boba in-house and even flambe the final drink, giving it a creme brulee-like flavor. It was super tasty as a dessert, but if you're after a classic boba tea, this might not be the place for you, huh? Another popular spot in Ximending is known for its crispy milk donuts. The line here is ridiculously long. So we felt really lucky to grab the last 2 donuts of the batch. You usually have to wait like 5-10 minutes for the next batch. The donuts were super sweet and they had a great texture as well. But honestly, we still prefer the donuts we had in Fenchihu. Those were just a little more special for us.
Good? Huh? Lastly, in Taipei you can find some really cute metro gadgets. Basically, they are miniature figures with easy card chips inside, so you can top them up and use them on public transportation just like a regular card. You can find them at One Yang building on the top floor in a specific store. Here's a quick look at how they work.
It's a new day, and we're at the metro station. One thing that immediately got our attention is the screens showing which metro cars are busier. Super handy if you want to avoid the crowds. The queue lines are clearly marked, and generally the queuing culture in Taiwan is pretty efficient and impressive. Everyone knows exactly where to stand, and it all moves very smoothly. We've arrived at Longshan Temple, which you can easily reach using the blue line of the metro. It's one of Taipei's most iconic and historic temples. Built in 1738, it's a stunning example of traditional Taiwanese architecture, with intricate carvings, colorful statues, and ornate roofs. The temple is active, so you'll see locals praying, lighting incense, and performing rituals, which gives a real sense of the city's spiritual life and traditions.
And of course, we couldn't visit Taipei without checking out Taipei 101. It's one of the most iconic skyscrapers in the world. You can easily reach it using the red line of the metro. Fun fact, we arrived in Taiwan just after, I think Alex was called, attempted and climbed Taipei 101. Okay, to get to the observatory, you go through the mall all the way to floor 4. Passing a section full of luxury shops. Once you get there, with a Fun Pass, you can get your tickets on the spot using the terminal, so you don't need a reservation. Now that we are on the 89th floor, the views are absolutely amazing, giving you a 360-degree panorama of Taipei, from the bustling city streets to the mountains in the distance.
Did you know that Taipei 101 has a massive tuned mouse temper inside the building? It's a giant 660-ton steel pendulum suspended between the 87th and 91st floors. It's designed to stabilize the tower during storm winds and earthquakes. You can actually see it from the observatory, and it's fascinating to watch. It sways gently with the movements of the building. It is a pretty cool engineering marvel.
The neighborhood around Taipei 101 is full of modern buildings and fancy shops, making it a fun area to explore. Interestingly, there's also an Ichiran branch here, so of course we had to stop by. Just be aware that the waiting time for lunch can be pretty long, especially around peak hours. We've actually tried Ichiran back in Tokyo before, so if you are curious, check out our Tokyo video to see how it compares.
Thank you. 然后请指明去到柜台结账哦。
And to end the day, we headed to the National Dr. Sun Yat-Sen Memorial Hall, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. While we're not exactly sure what all the activities inside are, the real highlight here is the views of Taipei 101, especially during sunset. The way the tower lights up against the sky is absolutely stunning and makes it a perfect spot for photos or just soaking in the cityscape. And in the end, we did some shopping in Ximending, which is always lively and fun. By the way, if you're using the Fun Pass, don't forget that it comes with 2 gifts included. One is this beer glass set, which you can pick up right here in Ximending. And the other is a selection of Taiwanese pastries, available at the main station. It's just a nice little bonus to take home.
Taiwanese melon bun.
It's a new day and I'm on a souvenir quest. One of the most popular souvenirs in Taipei is a custom stamp with your name. Something that doesn't really exist back home, so of course we had to try it. We found Ri Xing Type Foundry on TikTok, and let me tell you, the options here are pretty overwhelming. No worries though, the young lady running the shop was super kind and she guided me through the whole process. She helped me design 2 stamps, one for me and one for my wife, including both our names in the Latin alphabet and a close representation in traditional Chinese. You can even choose your case and they will give you a really nice bag. So small. Sorry, this is
It's for your
nice.
This is for yours.
Overall, we definitely recommend stopping by here. It's a really fun and unique experience in Taipei.
Now we are back on Yongkang Street for some scallion pancakes. We've tried a few different variations from this place before, but honestly, the original is still the best. Super crispy, savory and just perfect. We forgot to mention, but to reach Yongkang Street, you can get there with the orange or red metro lines. Another must-try nearby is Bai Shui tofu pudding, where, as the name suggests, you can get tofu pudding. This was absolutely amazing, definitely our favorite treat in Taipei so far. My husband went for the tea jelly version and I tried the tapioca one. Both were amazing.
With the Fun Pass, you can also ride the Ferris wheel at Miramar Entertainment Park, which is near Taipei Songshan Airport in the north of the city. Normally, we wouldn't go up a Ferris wheel, but since it was included, we thought, why not? The views of the city were pretty nice, though we would recommend visiting during the day for the best scenery. At least the dinner in the mall was excellent, so it made the stop worthwhile. Let's take a look at how the custom stamps turned out. You can see both our names in the Latin alphabet and a close representation in traditional Chinese. We absolutely love them. Bruh. Though honestly, we're not sure where we'd actually use them. But that's the part of the fun, right? Alright, since we're not huge museum fans, there weren't too many other options we were excited to use the Fun Pass for. But the Taipei Zoo caught our eye. And we love zoos. But also heard that it's considered one of the coolest zoos in the world, so it was a no-brainer to visit. You can easily get here using the Brown Line on the metro, which makes it super convenient. Fun fact, the zoo wasn't always here. It was initially located elsewhere in the city. When they moved it to the current location, they actually paraded all the animals through town, which must have been an incredible sight. Today, the zoo is massive, with lots of themed areas and native as well as exotic animals. From giant pandas to Formosan species, there's plenty to see, and it's really well designed for visitors to get close to the animals safely.
One of the most popular sections at the Taipei Zoo is definitely the panda area. I really loved seeing them up close, and we just happened to be there when it was lunchtime for them, so totally worth it. Another great reason to visit the zoo is that it's right next to the Moavii gondola, which is also included in the Fun Pass. Even if you're not that into zoos, I would say the gondola is really worth it. You'll pass over a jungle, and at the top you'll find lots of beautiful trails to explore. When we visited at the beginning of February, the cherry blossoms were starting to bloom, which made the scenery even more magical. Also, you get stunning views of Taipei along the way, so we really loved being there in nature and with views over the city.
Park. And how better to end the day in Taipei than at the night market? Night markets in Taiwan are essentially the heartbeat of the city after dark. They're everywhere, always bustling with people and packed with amazing food options. Tonight, we're at Ningxia Night Market, which is open every evening and just a 15-minute walk from the main station. Hola, coreano. There are tons of tasty treats, but this crispy chicken place definitely stood out as the best we tried all night. Today is our final day in Taipei, and since our flight back to Amsterdam is late at night, we still have a few hours to enjoy the city. Naturally, we're back on Yongkang Street, our favorite spot in town. You've probably guessed it already, we couldn't resist another round of scallion pancakes. They're just that good. And of course, to finish up the trip on a sweet note, we indulged in some more tofu pudding, our favorite dessert from the city.
And that's a wrap on our Taiwan adventure. We're about to board a 15-hour-long flight with China Airlines back to Amsterdam. This trip has been amazing. We met wonderful people, had incredible food, and really fell in love with Taiwan. We hope we'll be back one day. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe and check out the rest of Taiwan series. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, bye bye!